Which is the best suburb in all of Kansas City? Well, that's not really for me to decide. I'm Rach the Realtor here, giving you the scoop on all things Kansas City. And today we are focusing on the suburbs. In Kansas City, Missouri, there are only about 500,000 residents, leaving the rest of the 2 million or so that call the metropolitan area home living in suburbs. So, which is the best? Well, I can't pick. So I'm giving you 5 of my personal favorite Kansas City suburbs. We'll call them the stars of the suburbs. Today, we are starting with none other than Blue Springs, Missouri. Before we get rolling, don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you can stay up to date on all things Kansas City. And if you want to learn more about moving to Kansas City or moving around the Kansas City metropolitan area, I'm your girl. Go ahead and shoot me an email, shoot me a text, and I can't wait to connect. So Blue Springs is a super convenient location. It is located right off I-70 on the east side of the metropolitan area. So really great for commutes to downtown Kansas City. A lot of people that live in Blue Springs do make that commute, even over onto the Kansas side into like the Overland Park, Johnson County area. Super convenient there. At least is at the cross section of 7 Highway and I-70. And one negative to this is 7 Highway is a really major traffic vein through this part of the city. So it is traffic. You will hear me say a lot, we don't have a lot of traffic in Kansas City, and that's true. So when we do have a little bit, Kansas Citians get a little irritated. And 7 Highway is just, I just don't think it was built to accommodate the number of cars that are traveling on it at this time. So that is one negative, is 7 Highway can be a little difficult. But overall, Blue Springs is in a great location for getting into the city, but still kind of living out in the suburbs where you can take advantage of a little more open space and oftentimes lower cost of living. So that is where you will find Blue Springs. What are suburbs famous for? Well, besides having a Kohl's, it's convenience. And Blue Springs is certainly true with that. I mean, we talked about the location being super convenient, but it also has everything you need. Yes, including a Kohl's, at least as of this recording. But you know, the Target, the Walmart, the Home Depot, multiple grocery stores, and hey, they're getting a Whataburger. Might be open by the time you see this. So basically everything you could possibly need is located in Blue Springs, which is great. The flip side of that is it's not the like trendiest, like sexiest place to live. It's a suburb, you know, it's convenient. It's right off the highway. It has everything you need. So that is the good part and the bad part. If you want convenience, you want to be able to get to the grocery store and back to your house in 5 or 10 minutes, this is the place. If you want Michelin star restaurants, maybe not so much. So just depends on what you're looking for. Next up, we are talking about affordability, but before we jump into that, you can click over here wherever it pops up on the screen and go back and watch a video I did last year on best suburbs of Kansas City, where I do mention Blue Springs and talk about some more like kind of historic things and like silly fun facts about like an American Idol winner is from Blue Springs. So there's a little teaser for you. But anyways, affordability is a reason that many people choose to live in the suburbs, and Blue Springs is certainly no different there. The average home in Blue Springs, Missouri sells for under the metro average. So you can get a more affordable home in Blue Springs than most of the metro area. This is certainly more affordable than most parts of the Kansas side and many places downtown. A lot of the homes are pretty spacious, decent amount of square footage. There aren't a lot of super old homes in Blue Springs. Most of them are going to be at least 1970s or newer, which means they're going to be a little bit bigger. But I will say Blue Springs does have a ton of new construction happening right now, primarily in South Blue Springs. So South Blue Springs is going to put you closer to like Lee Summit area. Because they're new and because they're really close to Lee Summit, start to go up in price a little bit, because Lee Summit is considered by most to be like a more desirable place to live than Blue Springs because of like, you know, just the restaurants they have. And sometimes the Lee Summit schools are even perceived to be better, which isn't necessarily true according to the research. I'll get to that in just a minute. But the homes in South Blue Springs that are newer construction are definitely going to be higher in price. If you get up to old Blue Springs, like Central Blue Springs, North Blue Springs, there you're gonna find a lot of bang for your buck in housing. So it is a more affordable place to live, and it is really neat because there are all kinds of houses. You can get cookie cutter new build, you can get a cute old historic downtown home, you can get like the classic KC raised ranch or split level. If you're from here, you know what I'm talking about. And there's even some Blue Springs homes that are on acreage that have a little bit more of a country feel to them. So can you tell I love homes and houses? Yeah, it's kind of what I do every day. So anyways, Blue Springs, an affordable place to live. Many people choosing to live in the suburbs really care about school districts. I am not an education expert, so I cannot tell you what schools I think are the best, because you shouldn't listen to me on that because I'm not trained. However, I did do some research on a couple of websites, and niche.com, niche, I always say that word wrong, N-I-C-H-E. Comment and tell me how you say it, niche or niche. Okay, I think I've said that before, but anyways. According to that website, Blue Springs Schools is the second best district in the whole metro area, which is super awesome. Blue Springs has 2 high schools, Blue Springs South and Blue Springs High. According to US World News, Blue Springs South ranks at number 14 in the metro. Blue Springs High ranks at number 19. There are many highly rated elementary and middle schools in the district. Of course, Blue Springs High and Blue Springs South have a big rivalry, and like sometimes this school's better at the dance team and this school's better at cheerleading and all that fun stuff that comes from, you know, rival schools in the same town. So that's fun. The schools have a great reputation in the community, and because of that, they win lots of awards. Something interesting about them is there was a freshman center where the Blue Springs High and Blue Springs South freshmen attended 9th grade together in one building, but recently Blue Springs South moved its freshmen in the Blue Springs South High School building. So now that is, the kids are separated by which school they go to starting early on in their schooling career, and then they never mingle unless they move districts or whatever, or move, you know, addresses. So anyways, schools are considered to be very good. You can find that information again at niche.com and US World News. So that is the Blue Springs School District. All right, so Blue Springs, Missouri is one of our stars of the suburbs. It is a great community to live in where you can get a lot of square footage for a very affordable price compared to other areas of the metro area. Conveniently located for commuters. It's really about a 23-minute drive to downtown Kansas City from Blue Springs, so not bad at all. Very convenient, has all the things you expect to find in any good old Midwest suburb. It is not the fanciest suburb. It is not the place where you're gonna find all the hot new bars and restaurants by any means, but it's got feels kind of like a small town that just got bigger, you know? Pretty affordable, and the schools are good. So that's kind of my recap of Blue Springs. I would highly recommend it. I have had clients that love it there and would never leave, and some that have moved there because you can get an affordable house there. So if you're interested in learning more about Blue Springs, Missouri, or anywhere in the Kansas City metro area, go ahead and shoot me a text, shoot me an email, and don't forget to subscribe, because here on YouTube, I am bringing you the scoop on all things Kansas City. Okay, see you next time. Bye.